What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kyle Pancis. If it's your first time tuning in, please be sure to smash the subscribe button. The title of this video doesn't give it away, then I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you right now, we're changing the rear brakes and rotors on this 2020 Volvo XC60. This video applies for the entire Volvo lineup from 2016 all the way out till 2023, 2024. Any of their gas-powered engines, to my knowledge, all are using the same setup with the emergency electronic brake in the rear, and pretty much the same hardware on all platforms, maybe a little bit different dimensions on your rotors, but for the most part, it's the same exact procedure. So if you have any Volvo, that's the Volvo XC60, XC90, Volvo S60, S90, V90, V60, XC40, this should apply to your car. So I hope this video helps you. This entire process took me 40 minutes, start to finish, for both sides total. So it's a pretty easy job, and I hope this video simplifies it for you. So enjoy. All right, guys, so 2020, this is a 2020 Volvo XC60 with the electronic parking brake. This setup is started on the older model Volvo. So if you have like a model from early like 2010, 2011, 2012, it's the same setup all the way up until 2023 model year. So it's the same, pretty much the same deal. But this is a 2020 Volvo XC60. And to remove the caliper, we use a T45. And then to remove the bracket on the brake bracket is a 15mm socket. So pretty straightforward. Just gonna go ahead and remove. So that is officially off. The next thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna undo the clip here for the power. Here's our brakes. Our pads are pretty low. I mean, there's still some room left on them, but I always like to err on the side of caution with brakes. So it's a good thing we are replacing these. Undo the harness for the power. All right, guys, so I got some hard wire here and put it to a 9-volt battery for the emergency park, since I don't have a fancy computer to fix it or to reverse it or disengage it. This is being done to reverse the gear on the parking brake so you can collapse the caliper for the new pads. Okay, if you see that the caliper is coming out, then you got to reverse it because it's pushing the caliper out instead of in, and then you should be able to collapse the caliper and put the new brakes on. Little shortcut here if you don't have the proper computer software system to program the car, because if you can have a Volvo computer, it disengages the motor for you to collapse the caliper, but we don't have that. So now that it's stopped, we should be able to collapse it, and just like that, caliper is collapsed. We can go ahead and proceed with removing the brake caliper bracket now and installing the new pads. And after a couple turns, break each of these bolts free, and we should be able to use the socket. Okay, so now we can take the rotor off. Rotor is using a T30 socket. Should pop right off. Beautiful. And brake should come free now. The rotor, just give it a couple taps. Rotor is off. Clean the surface up a little bit, and then we'll put some anti-seize on it. All right, put the new rotor on. Pretty much reinstalling, guys, in reverse. And just like that, guys, you have a complete brake job on the rear of your Volvo. Completely done. So this probably took 20 minutes start to finish, so figure 40 minutes start to finish on both sides. This is pretty straightforward, guys. Really easy. The trick of reversing the gear with the battery on the emergency brake saves everything. So this is a little loose, obviously, but once I put some pressure on the brake and push that fluid back into the caliper, we'll have a nice firm brake pedal. So let's finish the other side. I'm going to do it off camera so it's faster for me, but that's pretty much how it's done. It's a rinse and repeat on the driver's side here. All right, this car has 370 miles. The brake pads definitely had more meat left, but not much. I'm just gonna pump up the brakes here, make sure they're working. I'm gonna turn on the parking brake. It turned on. Turn it off. Okay, brakes are working. Put on the brake again. And it's working. All right, so everything is checked out. Just gonna take this thing for a quick test ride. That was probably one of the easiest brake changes I've done because the car is obviously still new, so nothing's rusted. But the trick that made it easy was the battery. That was like a big game changer for this job. So if you guys have a emergency brake, that is definitely, brakes are working. That is definitely. All right, there is the final wrap up, guys. Hope you liked this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. See you next one.